startled by the new dig.
See the new dig.
You know.
So who's here with us right now?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
What's up, everybody? Julie Smith. Very happy to be back with the guys hanging out. I've been looking for this kickback all day.
That's right.
All week.
Y'all here?
Let's get it.
We got to talk about her 1,800 jobs when we get back.
Hey,
Stay
Mom.
with us. It's the Crush.
Honey, what you cook for dinner tonight?
You want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then because tonight we're gonna have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia. Jerk Palace.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay. Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I opened the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth. Step out of the car, please. I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Atlanta where the plays play and we ride on them things like
It's time for the crushing interview.
And we're going to this crushing interview brought to you by our team at Orsay Software. The Orsay team is committed to providing full life cycle support for developing, testing, and delivering market-driven products. Orsay's motto, when a customer engages one of us, they engage all of us. Go to orsay.com, ORASI.com for more information. All right, Mace Chef.
Yes.
Set this thing up, man. Who we got in the building, man?
So, if you want to know where's the hottest place to eat in the ATL, she has that answer for you. If you need somebody to host any event that you have, she can do that for you too. And if you know which expressways you need to jump off and on,
to a lot because I don't know.
Julie Smith, the multi-talented one, to the microphone. What up, Julie?
Hello.
What's happening?
Thank you for having me back.
So
We're just
Julie,
family now. We're like siblings.
Yeah.
right,
I
we
love
fam.
that. I love that.
Everybody knows what's going on, but
What
how
about
do you handle all the directions? I mean, you have every time I look, you do weather. I mean not weather, but you do
Traffic.
Traffic. You're talking
Some.
about where to eat. You was at Super Bowl. I think you was at every party. You was
I-
hosting
sorry.
now. I mean, it looks like you have embraced Atlanta, and Atlanta has embraced you. Talk about it for us.
Well, you know, it's funny. I remember my then station manager. Before I took the job at CBS 46, I knew him from Louisville. He used to be a station manager there as well.
Say that again.
What?
We don't say it right.
What?
Louisville.
Oh, that's Louisville. Like you've been shot with no kick. That's right. L's up. L's up. I like that. Hell yeah. But yeah, I said to him, I want to come to Atlanta and build the same kind of life that I had in Louisville, which was I loved my work, I loved my play, my friends, my family, my chosen family. So I'm really enjoying. You know, I lose some Z's here and there. However, I get a lot more than I used to. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a development.
That has changed.
Yes.
And it's crazy because my first question was going to be, how are you enjoying your new sleep pattern?
I feel like I have been baptized all over again. I just reborn.
Because let you know, the first time we had Julie on the show, she had to take a nap first.
Right.
So she could come on the show because she had to get right back up like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
She don't have those problems no more.
Don't have those
That's
problems
right.
anymore.
Yeah, let's see. I guess it was right around low battery. That's my phone's on. I got my Facebook Live going too.
Yeah, we'll plug you in.
Had to find me a plug.
Yeah, we
So,
got you.
yeah, about October, somewhere around that, September, October. You know, I had been pushing for it a little bit because my background is hosting, you know, interacting with people, kind of that lifestyle thing. Now, I enjoy doing the traffic too,
Right.
but I'm not going to lie. It's not fun waking up. Shout out to Jennifer Valdez, Rodney Harris, who
Shout out to y'all,
took my
man.
place. I mean, I feel their pain. And, but, you know, I had the opportunity to come away from that, you know, wake up with most everyone else.
Right.
And now I'm in more of, well, as you said, it's a lot of different things
Yeah.
I do. So I'm in more of a traditional reporter role. However, with my hosting background and lifestyle and things like that, I just talk about those same things and with the same type of people, but instead of a talk show format, it's in that reporter format. When I'm doing that, when I'm in the afternoon between 4 to 6:30. But some days I'm taping in the studio for our Atlanta Plugged In segments. Those come on, those are like 2-minute infomercials. Those come on right after our noon news goes off at 12:30. So that's my second hat. What else do I do? What was the list?
You can host a party anywhere in Atlanta.
Yes,
Right.
it's hard to even call that work. I
mean, but it is, I mean-
but when you love what you do,
that's
it's
true.
cliche, but
That's
love
true.
what you do, you'll never work another day in your life. That's what they say.
So we got to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl week in ATL. Crazy.
So let me ask you,
Insane.
how many Super Bowls have you been covering in your, have been
This
a
was the
part
first
of?
one
Oh, wow.
that I covered. Yeah, for work, covered events and parties
Yeah.
and things like that. It was, when everybody's been saying it, I'm so proud of Atlanta.
Oh,
we
without a
really
doubt, we
showed out.
Yeah,
I mean,
we did that.
everything
Showed
smooth.
Right.
It was
Showed out.
smooth.
Right.
So, yeah,
Showed
kudos to everybody. Everybody was on good behavior, doing
it
what they were
was.
supposed to do.
The weather helped us out tremendously.
That's right. Yeah.
The weather
we
helped us
showing
out
off.
tremendously. Yes, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
So take you through your week. How was your week? So we'll talk about some of the things you did.
Oh,
there with.
okay. So throughout the week leading up to Super Bowl, you know, of course, you've got to get your news of the day in. Of course, we're still doing that. But we were talking because the Super Bowl affected everyone, even businesses that you might think, well, they don't have anything to do with the Super Bowl. Yes, they do, because there are new people coming into town, and everybody was on a stage. So we covered a lot of different things. One of the most fun, I went out to Davio's restaurant in Phipps, and the owner, along with Kevin Rathbun, Kevin came over, and we were in the kitchen. This is a whole afternoon. When you're doing live news, you know, our newscast is from 4 to 6:30, and a lot of it is getting set up, getting them ready. They come to you, you talk for a minute and a half, and then you wait again.
Right.
So I've got some hours to kill with Kevin Rathbun. If you've ever met him,
Yeah, let's eat.
and he's a character. So that was one of the most fun things. They were talking about Taste of the NFL, one of the charity fundraisers, a really big one that they were involved in. So a lot of things like that during the week. But then I think it was it was the week before that the Super Bowl Experience opened.
It's true.
That was insane. You guys went down there, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was really nice. So we did a lot of that. We had our setup down there.
Right, right.
Our headquarters were down there, and they looked great. Shout out to our crew that built that set down there. It was a lot of the fans were just
Y'all
really
was in the
interacting with us.
building.
Yeah,
Y'all
it was
in the
awesome.
I mean, y'all had the Super Bowl. It was your show.
It was our baby this year.
Right.
That was pretty cool. That
What
was
did you
pretty
learn from it?
cool. Ooh, look at you getting all. Besides just playing.
Yeah, but we know you played and had fun, but what did you learn from it?
I learned that, it was another lesson in, it might look like a lot, because what would happen is we were all enjoying it, but we were working around the clock.
Right.
And when you've been out, even though it's a party, but you've been at it all day, and then you still have to go back. I'm at the station at, midnight, trying to get all that fun I just had in the footage and make sure it was where it was supposed to be and doing all the admin part.
Right.
And it's like, you know what? It's a team. We're working together here.
Y'all
You
made it
get
look
through
flawless,
it.
man. Y'all
Thank
did
you.
y'all work.
Thank you.
Y'all did y'all work.
We
Y'all
really enjoyed
definitely
it.
did.
We return, man. Yeah, she's mentioned Louisville. We're gonna talk about some of that too.
Louisville.
What's going on with her squads
Yes.
as we head into the
Yes.
tournaments.
March Madness is
Yes,
coming.
and also, man, this eats thing, man. Every time I
Oh, yeah.
look, it's just it's not a place
I'm
to eat in
eating.
this minute.
I'm eating.
Stay with us.
Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council. Some knowledge belongs to us and us alone. The way our girlfriends walk, talk, touch their hair. Details that only a sister can know about her girls. But what about our other girls? The ones we carry with us every day. Our bond with our sister girls gives life. But knowing your breasts can save it. Go to knowyourgirls.org for the facts you need on breast health. Brought to you by Susan G. Coleman and the Ad Council.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Credit, Jack. Yeah, black on.
Oh man, we're back.
Diddy.
We're here with little Diddy.
It's bad boy, baby.
She done came out to coach y'all. She ready to drop these bars on y'all.
Do it. By the way, Nicole Scherzinger, the Louisville girl.
Sure.
Originally from Louisville, Kentucky. Just saying.
Nicole is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You gotta brag about that.
You see.
Smith in the house from CBS 46.
Talk that talk. Talk
Claiming her.
that talk.
So, what year is this for you in Atlanta right now?
It will be 3 years in June. At the end of June.
Time
Can you
flies
believe that?
when you're having fun.
It does. I cannot believe it.
Do you, I mean, like I said, you part of Atlanta now.
Yes. Sorry. You see what I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you gotta find you something.
How do I do that?
Just hold
I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm just going to hold it.
Yeah, hold it, be cute with it. And it seemed like times flies. When you
Yeah.
first got here, what were your expectations
Oh,
to
gosh.
what's been going on now?
Well, I knew it was going to be not Atlanta, adjusting to Atlanta. I was ready for Atlanta. I've always loved the city.
You've been down here a few times.
Right, yeah. I hung out a little bit. Not a lot, but I had been down here over the years, popping in and popping out. I would have friends that moved into town for work or whatever. But I always say I was the complete opposite of my normal self that first probably 6 months. I was a hermit because it was all I could do on that schedule. It's like, did I feed myself? Did I get my clothes ready? What I was doing.
Tell your schedule. Tell them how it was for you when you first,
Right, yeah. So for those who I'm just meeting, hi. When I first got to Louisville or Atlanta, my job was solely traffic reporter on the morning news. And then I hosted our then talk show. It's still have Atlanta plugged in, but then it was a 30-minute talk show.
Right,
Now
right.
it's a 2-minute infomercial. We've changed the format. But that's what I was doing. And so that morning show, you know, we went live on air every weekday at 4:30 a.m. That was the big adjustment.
Right.
I think for anybody, and when you've never done that before, routinely every single day, and then all my friends and family who knew me very well, they said, "Oh Lord."
Yeah, that's not working for you.
I'm a night owl. I'm one of those people, you know. I get
They
my
probably like, we give about 6 months.
yeah, we're like, we hope this works. But you know, you do it when you have to.
Right.
You know, I didn't have a choice, but it was my way down here. It was my way to Atlanta, where I wanted to live, work, and play. So
years have changed. You doing that morning show.
yeah, I know. And this one, you used to be up, the first one tweeting me in the morning when I was on air.
Yeah, because I would be up.
You were up.
Yeah, I was up.
Getting the kiddos ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was up.
I probably saw you one time.
See, you're like me.
Yeah.
You're like me.
Stretched out.
Yeah.
Tell me how it was, man.
What happened?
Did the traffic happen? Okay, we good right
Just
now.
some cows. You know that happened like 3 different times?
Yes.
Isn't that great? 3 times
3
cows
times
lose.
cows
yeah.
died.
And that last time, they didn't find that one cow till a week later.
Yeah,
he was off in the cut.
Yeah, he was bucking.
You know what's interesting about your time in traffic? All
What's
the
that?
stuff that happened.
I know.
The cows, the bridge,
The
the
bridge.
road. I mean, you
The
saw
bridge.
a lot
The
of stuff
bridge.
going
Woo.
on.
The bridge.
I still experience a little, you know,
Right,
blowback
right.
from
Every
that.
time I ride by there, I'm like,
Oh,
Now look at everybody was happy when that bridge opened back.
Oh,
yes,
my
and
goodness,
they were
man.
on it. But yeah, I hadn't been at it for very long. You know, and Atlanta's a lot to get to know.
Yeah.
You know, all the different
Yeah.
corridors and alternates and all of that. And I remember the night it happened, and Twitter just went nuts. And everybody, I came out of the room. I was taping Atlanta Eats the night that it happened. And I came out of one room, and everybody's just holding up their phone at me like, "Did you see this?"
you about to have a long
Yeah, it's gonna be a
day.
long day tomorrow. So,
Might well
but-
get ready.
Yeah, you're right. And we won an Emmy. Our morning show crew won an Emmy for our coverage of that. So, you know, what do they say? Like a phoenix rising through the ashes.
Yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
you know,
Y'all
it's like
literally
it
did.
was
Literally
traumatic.
did.
But I wound up with an Emmy from being part of that coverage. So, you know.
Like a boss.
And this is all y'all can realize this is like year 1 for her. She's
Right.
going through all
Right.
this.
We
Yeah.
put her through all that. Like,
Put me
let's
through
see if she's tough enough
Let's
to
see if she
take
can
this.
handle
Yeah.
this.
I'm
Let's see if
still
she can
here.
handle this.
I'm still
I gotta
here.
talk about Atlanta East.
Yeah.
You seem to have so much fun taping this show.
I do. I really do.
How do you guys find the restaurants? What's the process in getting ready for the show?
Well, I'll be really honest. The guys over there at Bread and Butter Productions, they're the ones put it together. Everybody there is just so good at what they do, whatever their role is. I have to admit, they make it really easy for me. They just tell me, "Hey, Julie, on this date at this restaurant, can you come do a dinner show?"
That's
yes.
not too bad.
And I don't do anything but show up. And
Right.
then when I walk in, my producer, shout out to Scott Chalk, he'll hand me a cocktail because, you know, I'm going to be talking about it. I need to sample
Gotta sample.
while I sit here
Wow.
in makeup.
Gotta
So
taste.
it's a blessing.
So
It's
how
a
much of
blessing.
do you get to eat a great portion of
we're
it?
eating. Well, not while we're actually taping. I mean, they do like you to eat on camera, right?
Yeah, I'm about to say, you got to
And-
get a little bit of it.
And in the very beginning, I was like, how am I going to do this and stay cute? Like, because they want to zoom in all close. They want to get all in here. And I'm just like, oh, how do I do this? But I've gotten used to it, you know, and now I don't care as much. I kind of go for it. But I don't have it like Steak does. Now, Steak Shapiro, you know,
yeah.
he gets
He
that
always
jaw unhinged.
Yeah, he be kidding in.
He loves food.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, he loves food.
But I love doing the show. It's a lot of fun. I'm eating and drinking. And
So do you ever go? We'll talk about it during that. I mean, do you ever go somewhere like, I don't know if I really like this type of food or you whatever? How does that work
it
for
hasn't
you?
happened yet.
There it is. Everything is
It
over.
hasn't happened
It's coming.
I mean, there might be a dish or something like that, and it has nothing to do with
I'm good
they're
on that.
quality. Where they're hitting up quality places. We've had, gosh, I've been to some wonderful places. Probably one of my favorites, Char Korean Grill. The food is really good. If you've ever been down there, you're having dinner, and the next thing you know, before you knew what happened, you're just bopping. You're like, what are they playing?
jamming
This
like
is
that up
good.
in
They're jamming in here.
Yeah, gotta check that out. We come on the other side, man. We're gonna talk about you in this Louisville because you know it's about that time, Kentucky Derby time. And somebody's
Already
always
thinking about
there.
it.
She probably already got a hat on.
Right.
I'm thinking about it. What
Stay
color
with
I
us.
want to wear.
Okay,
it has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything. I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor. If making my detox public is going to help somebody, I'm all for it. I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth. Spread the truth. A message from Truth, the Ad Council, and ONDCP.
Major key alert. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
Major key alert. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth. Step out of the car, please. I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Oh, long time no see. It's me, the Rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I could really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
If you have the questions, we have the answers.
All
Go
right.
to ssnatl.com and click on the contact tab. As much as you like. We're the nation's urban station. Online. ssnatl.com.
Yes, sir. We're back. Hey, Junior Crunk up here. She's talking about getting drunk. So, hey, welcome to the ATL. What you play coming over here?
What's that?
What music were you playing coming over here?
You know what? I was not even listening to music. You know what I was listening to?
What?
A podcast. There's, what?
Microphone.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm so busy talking to you.
Yeah.
It's the Maddie James. Have you heard of her? Oh, yeah. She's a really successful blogger, whatnot, and I was just listening to her new stuff.
Oh, soaking
up people's knowledge.
I see. What's that ratchet song though? Don't get away from
Oh,
it.
you know it's in the queue.
Which one you got going
What
in
am
the
I
queue?
listening to? I know. Last time you had me talking about Too Short, and I was like, I shouldn't have done that. Probably.
No.
If my boss is here, and I'm like, they don't know Too Short.
Yeah, they gonna play it in the studio for you.
They like that. That's probably some good music. Too Short. We have to look that
The
up.
old school stuff. The old stuff.
Come on, still old school. You ain't Cardi B in a little bit.
Oh yeah, Cardi. Yeah, I'm definitely listening to Cardi.
What about that City Girl song? Let me just quit playing with you.
See, you're gonna get me trouble. I'm trying to find that balance.
It's crazy. Like nobody talks about Nicki anymore. It's like we were.
It Malik them for.
She dominated so
I still
long.
love her.
I mean, she's still
her,
family.
I forget about her.
Cardi.
Right? Like has she even dropped any music?
She tried.
Oh, okay. Well,
she did last year.
That's all we need to know.
See that exactly? Because I was like, I don't know.
That's all we need to know.
So she did. And what about that fight on the red carpet? The two of them.
Okay.
That was kind of.
So how would you have handled
ladies.
that? I mean,
ladies.
You. Is it your job? And people, when you covering red carpet, to be able to say, when you see stuff like that, you got to jump on it, right?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean as
if something would have been like you've been like.
With my camera?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I see somebody in physical, it's. I'm not one of those. I'm not diving in the middle of it. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But if somebody's really getting hurt, I'm probably not even going to be thinking about my phone. You know what I mean? I don't know what. I'm probably just looking.
Right.
And screaming. I'm not gonna lie. Like somebody help him.
Get in now.
But if it's some drama going on and it looks like I'm gonna be like, let me go ahead and
put that on. Live on the carpet. We got y'all. Believe it. Get that.
Yeah, it's never, gosh, I don't know what I would do if I was actually, I was talking about that as a bystander, but yeah, if I was actually on the red carpet, oh, wow, I don't know what I would do.
They would probably been in your ear like, Julie, get
I'm going to take a step back. I don't want to mess up my dress.
Julie, you have to get in there. Get that.
True. Julie be like,
Get from a distance.
I got some.
Don't step on my train.
and this is what I heard, but I can't tell you what I heard. So.
Wait, about what?
No, that's what you be saying.
Oh, yes.
Because there'd probably be some things that we wouldn't be able to hear that you'd be able to hear.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, she have it all. You got all of
the exclusive.
Let me make sure this take you back to Super Bowl.
Okay.
Who was the one person that you bumped into or you saw? You were like, wait a minute, they here?
Oh gosh, who? Let me think about it. It was such a whirlwind.
Right,
Such a whirlwind.
right.
And it sounds crazy when people sometimes ask you, oh, who did you interview? And you're like, who did I talk to? Because it's just, your head is spinning. But let me think. It was probably at Shaq's. But, you're going to think this is silly. What's his name? Atlanta Braves, that with the hair.
Dansby Swanson.
Dansby.
Yeah.
Only because I've been in Atlanta for almost 3 years now, and I see him on the news, but I had never met him.
Right.
And I was just going to the coat check, and I was like, "Are you Dansby, or you just look like him?"
Ah.
He's like, "I'm Dansby." So
I asked
yeah,
the
I mean,
same
but
Yeah, he did.
question.
He bumped into him.
When I
He
read
said
it too, I was
yeah.
like,
oh really?
Dansby? He like, yeah. I'm like, oh.
Oh really? Okay. Because he just kind of blends in.
Yeah.
But then the hair gives him away.
That's it.
That's what I told Glade. Glade posted, I said, yeah, that Dansby right there.
I said, man, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him. Just look for the hair.
But do you get starstruck?
What's that?
Do you get starstruck?
You know what? I've always said this. I don't get starstruck in the tradition, like what people think about.
Right.
My thing is, I get sort of overwhelmed with admiration when it's someone who, it's not just about they're a star and they're famous and a lot of people know their name. It's a respect level thing. For example, in Louisville, when I would see Muhammad Ali out and about, I could call that starstruck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Actually, I'll
yeah,
call
yeah,
that
yeah,
starstruck.
yeah.
Things like
Easily.
that. Somebody
Yeah.
that you meet and you're just like, I have so much respect
Yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
what you do, and your craft, that kind of thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But not just, oh my God,
I have to be there.
you.
And
got how many
it's funny
followers.
because a lot of times, when we're interviewing different people, they're like, well, how did you feel like, dude, I got a job to do.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you don't think about it that way. 'Cause I'm like,
Right.
dude, I got to get this work.
You got some bullet points floating around in your head,
Right,
but you're
right,
also trying to have a normal
Right,
conversation.
right. And,
The
'cause
worst
you
thing-
want, that's how you want it to
Yeah.
come off.
Yeah, because
Right.
the worst thing you can sound like it's a fan.
Right.
At
You don't want
time.
that.
Yeah. So, I was 5 and you did this. Yeah, I remember when you did
And
it.
sometimes that's hard because you want to share if it's
Yeah,
something like that
yeah.
that they really had an impact, and you want to share it. And I don't think most mind that. I think they like hearing that. But again, if you're hosting a red carpet, you don't even have time.
Okay,
You don't
okay,
have time.
okay. So, y'all see Julie. You see, she's in Atlanta now. Have you been approached by any ratchet things, ratchet TV recent?
Ratchet TV?
Some things around here. We have a lot of good.
We need you to do this show.
We need you to do a few shows other than what you're doing now.
Wait a minute. Not. See, you're going to tread carefully here. Not in.
You family now. We ask all questions.
I haven't been approached by any shows. I've been approached by someone that I didn't know about something that they're working on. But again, I'll just say that. I didn't know much about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm one of those people that I'm not going to move forward until, I've gathered the information
I got to do
feel
my
like I
due
need.
diligence.
Yeah. And if and it's a red flag for me if someone kind of doesn't seem to be happy that you're asking questions instead of just answering, then I'm like, well, all right, good luck.
There's a lot of stuff going on in Atlanta,
I'm
so
over
I'm sure I'm just checking, make sure you know. I know you are a professional.
Yeah, we're gonna chat about this.
Yeah,
See if we,
I know you're a professional.
Yes.
But Atlanta also has a lot of reality TV going on around here.
Atlanta is well-rounded.
Yes.
Yes. In so many ways.
and I think people don't really understand. Like for everybody here, you can wherever you can be in the mall. You're just gonna bump into somebody and you carry it here like, oh yeah, what up? Or or if you got somebody with you, I say, hey, that's you. Be like,
yeah.
Who I saw at the airport yesterday?
Who?
Devon Freeman.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
just had a hoodie on. I'm
Just
like,
hanging.
dude, why you out here in the middle and nobody knew him because he had a hoodie on? When I just gave him a pound, said, nah, I know you tired, I'm tired, let's get I don't want to bother
That's
you.
usually how it goes, and I think a lot of times people don't understand when what we do is kind of like, okay, nah, they don't really bother because I really need to get like maybe 2 coats or
Exactly.
yeah, and I'm gonna let him
Right,
ride
had that
it.
face. He was looking like, man,
I've
I'm ready to
always
go.
done that, and there are times I would love to get that picture, but I'm just like, in that moment, I size it. If they look like they're just laid back and they're not going to mind, I might, just because I know that people that are following your social media, they enjoy that too.
Right.
So, but if I use my judgment, and I'm just like,
Because you can actually tell.
Yeah.
Yes,
Kinda
you can.
sometimes,
Because to me, ain't
kinda
nothing worse than a pigeon when the person you taking went like,
Right. Non-verbal communication is everything. You can
Yeah,
tell by someone's body
we
language.
forgot about Louisville and all that.
Because this is how family talk. This
I
how
know.
family
And these
talk.
boots
This is
go
like
way up.
this is
The
like
boots go
Thanksgiving
way
dinner.
up right now. The boots go way
get
up.
it? What?
Honey,
what you cook for dinner tonight?
You want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then because tonight we're gonna have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia. Jerk Palace.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win the Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He guides us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the app.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey man, so we're here with our family, Julie Smith for CBS 46.
Talking family business. Family business.
We had to get some things straight during the break. We're straight now.
He needed some clarity.
I just saw something.
I don't know why you can't read between the lines.
They're getting their big brother on.
Yeah,
that's part of your job, Emmanuel. You got to read between the lines.
We next will be at an event doing some pat downs, but we're gonna keep it going.
Be like, hey, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna holler at you for a minute.
That's your job. I would expect nothing less.
So talk about Louisville is doing their thing in both the women and the men in basketball this year.
Yeah.
You have you Louisville alumni have so much pride for your school.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about it and what about that.
Well, I think anybody, like a lot of people do, it's when you've gone to school there and you spent so much time at an age range, especially where you're coming of age, you're becoming an adult, so it's just ingrained in you. So yeah, you're right. There's a lot of pride. Been through a lot. Our basketball program.
Won't say certain names.
Yes, we all. But it still kind of breaks my heart that because this is like a dynasty.
But y'all had like a rough year this year, football too.
Yes, yeah.
Coaching and
This is always something. We're not boring, at least.
No,
we're not boring.
Don't hire no coaches with the last name start with a P.
Anymore. Anymore.
If they have last name of P, don't hire them.
No. Just leave that off your resume. Just leave the P off.
Change your name.
Something. But no, things are doing great. Our new coach being received very well, considering that this is not his team.
Right.
To come in and go, okay, here's what we got. I've got to get familiar. I've got to make this work. They're doing better than expected.
I'm proud of you, Lamar Jackson.
What's that?
Lamar Jackson, how proud of you?
Oh, he's everybody's. He belongs to all of us.
Right.
He's ours. That's my family.
Look at our little brother.
He comes over to. We're just making stuff up. He came stop by the house.
Yeah,
Very proud. Very proud of him. Yeah.
I will say this about Lamar when the Ravens came to town this year. Probably out of all the quarterback interviews all year, he probably was probably the funniest and most electric.
Yeah.
Because he's having fun. Like, the politics of the NFL hadn't got him yet.
Right.
So he just, man, keep
He's
doing the Lamar.
untarnished.
Right.
Untarnished.
Right now.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it that way for you.
I'm not gonna.
We come back, we're going to finish up with our lady because we got to figure out, man, you see 100 places. She going to take a whole 30 minutes to tell her where she at.
I need to wear a GoPro.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hi, I'm Viola Davis. Did you know that 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger? Growing up, I was one of those kids. But we can solve this. When we make breakfast happen for kids in our neighborhood, we have the power to end childhood hunger, create bigger, brighter school days, and healthier minds and bodies. Go to hungeris.org and lend your time or your voice.
We're hungry for more.
A message from the Albertsons Companies Foundation and the Entertainment Industry Foundation.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
This is big business. This is the American way. Station Network. See ya. Crush. One of the most dominant home court. Crush. You can't touch me, you're not man enough. And that's all she wrote. End zone touchdown.
This is good Crush Sports Talk on the Sensation Station Network. I'm your host, Eve Blaze, with my man Maceo Hurd. What's happening, Hurd?
Hey, man, look here, man. Life's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're the humble one of the group.
Yeah,
we have to have somebody who's not a wild card like me.
Showing prime behind the boys, Malik in the corner. I don't know what he's doing with his phone.
You know what he's doing.
In the corner.
He got his glasses on today.
His waves are tight.
It's amazing. We both wore our glasses
y'all look
today.
about educated.
We're the only ones in here without. Should I put mine on?
No, I had my surgery 10 years ago.
Oh,
Kind of wearing down, though.
you
Lord,
fancy.
have mercy.
Fancy.
The word get a little harder the older I get, though.
You got to get cut again.
Yeah, I might have to.
You got to take that laser
I'm
through that one more
scared.
time.
Our Orsi interview right now is with Julie Smith of CBS 46.
Our family.
Julie, what is one of the things that you learned about Atlanta as far as I mean, you always tight. I've never seen you in the. It don't like your TMZ will ever get you. But what are some of the things that you have to work on about persona and everything? Because this city it's a hot city around here, man, Atlanta, Georgia.
So what you mean, like things that I wanna improve on? Or
Yeah.
still
Or
do?
what are you working on? Make sure when people see you, what are some of the things you want to?
Oh gosh, let me think. Like I said, right now, I'm feeling good about what's happening at the moment. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing at work, wearing all those hats, juggling all those hats, because it's a lot. It's been a big learning curve because I know how to do what's in front of the camera and talk and interview. But when my format changed, I had to kind of learn all the things that the reporters do to put those packages together. Right. I learned it, but it's a lot of stuff simultaneously. But I'm enjoying it. And for me, the goal, or what do you still want to do, what are you working towards, is just being able to do more of it. And when that basically means getting to a point with my boss and saying, look, I want to do A, B, and C, and he just goes, do it.
Go, just go.
It's not quite that easy yet, but
run grasshopper, run grasshopper.
Yes, just go, take it, do
Run
whatever you
grasshopper.
want. That's what I want, because then you're talking about whatever you want. You are, but I enjoy what we cover and who I interview, and I am. It sounds like a bottled answer, but I'm enjoying it.
That's what's up. And I guess it's crazy because like when you've been on the show and you've gained a lot of our audience, and they always say her personality. It's her personality. I'm like, listen, if you bump into her, listen.
it's a party.
You're going to, right. Has that just always been your persona?
I think so. When I say I just like to have fun, and I think, doesn't everybody? I think they do, but that's just always been how I exist. Like if I'm like anybody else, of course. There were some times over the last summer that just, kind of when it rains, it pours, and you're just like, oh, I didn't, just didn't feel like showing up. That happens with everybody. That does happen with me. I'm just one of those people that tends to, you're not going to see it. I deal with that over in the corner like Malik.
Yeah, Malik in the corner.
We're going to keep him in the corner too.
I deal with that by myself. And the funny thing is, I'm not doing that on purpose. If I'm in a mood like that, when other people come around, typically I do forget about it for a minute. And it's, there's something that they're making me laugh or something like that. And then, so yeah, that's me.
Yeah, right. And I remind people, no, she on 100 all the time.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm enjoying life all the time.
So where can people see you at and reach out to you? Because people love to reach out and follow you.
I love when they do. I love when people chat with me and who knows? Who knows what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Where they can find me? Social media. Everything is. See, he was talking about me.
Yeah.
You're making me laugh. Tell us in a second. Julie Smith, CBS 46. Or Julie Smith's TV, either one. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Tough audience out here.
What? Oh, look, there's a delay. What's it? You gotta say it now.
No, I don't have to say it. I'll tell you,
Lord.
because we're family.
Am I afraid?
Nah, you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be afraid. Because, again, it just fits into your persona. You're just going to laugh. You're just going to laugh.
Just checking the left hand, too. Let me quit.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey.
Listen, I'm a busy girl.
I see.
Yeah.
Time management.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Prioritize.
Since you don't get to go to bed at normal, what time you go to bed? Do you early morning person?
No. Like I said, I've always been a night owl. Just on a normal, I didn't have anything to do. I'm home, but I'm just doing stuff. Probably about 1 a.m.
Not bad. That sound like me.
That's just,
like me.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you used to wake up at that time.
Oh, there's been a couple times, I'm not going to lie. I'm still up. Now, this is extreme, but, maybe I fell asleep.
You're in reverse.
I'm up, and they're coming on the morning show, and I'm like, oh, I haven't gone to bed yet. It's time to go to bed.
Funny thing I ever saw is when you went through a show and your hair was changing or your makeup was coming on throughout the show.
So what y'all don't know, she continues to get
every
dressed
time you look, they look different.
As the show goes on.
On that morning show, yeah, because you show up, Jennifer Valdez shows up with completely wet hair. This is what you're doing. You're just making it the best you can. It's early. You're tired. It's weird to put on red lipstick and lashes at 3:30 in the morning.
Hey, so you still drive to Nashville to take care of something?
Did I told you about that?
Yeah.
Yo, I had this hairdresser in Nashville. And she was good. I couldn't quit her. I couldn't. I used to drive up to Nashville, but I have found some people that I like.
All right. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you guys so much. Love it. Do I have to go home though? I don't have to go.
We got to take these photos though.
I'm gonna hang in the corner like Malik.
Hey.
Take the other photo.